What's up, Wolfman fans? Just here chilling at the house. Beautiful Sunday afternoon. Looks like it's a little cloudy, so it's a little cooler outside than it was yesterday. May get some rain, may not. Who knows? I guess we'll find out. But I didn't come here to talk to you about the weather. I'm not posting this video to mindlessly shoot shit about weather patterns and rain and whatnot. Actually, what I came to talk about today, what I'm posting this video regarding is propaganda. Okay, and I believe I've covered this before in a previous video, or at least have touched on it. I may not have. I don't remember. I've posted a lot of videos, to be honest with you, so remembering exactly everything I've ever posted is difficult to do. But look, propaganda is one of the most useful and effective political tools. Propaganda has been used throughout history, and its general purpose is to further a narrative and elicit usually an emotional response. Okay? Whatever, which means that it can be used by, good people or bad people or, whatever. It can be used in almost any facet. It's just a useful tool. A good example of this is if you go back and look at let's say World War One. Propaganda that came out regarding the German Empire. This is for like England and the United States. It painted a picture of the Germans as absolute murderous barbarians, these horrible, bloodthirsty monsters that had to be destroyed, and if we didn't, they would be free to roam the earth, burn cities, rape, pillage, plunder, all that. So, naturally, the emotional response is one of anger. And that fuels a fire to go fight against them. They use the Lusitania, the sinking of the Lusitania, as propaganda as to why we should hate the Germans and go against them. History would show later on, though, that the Lusitania was actually, it was indeed carrying munitions, and I believe actually some troops. Yes, there were civilians on there, but, it wasn't 100% innocent. Now, that's not to say that the German U-boats should have been targeting, passenger liners. So I'm not saying that they were right or anything. My point is that the entire story wasn't told. We played on people's emotions to elicit a response. And having been a soldier myself, I understand how this works on a personal level. I got sent to Iraq to go fight against, these people that I were told were just evil people. They were, murderous barbarians. And, when it comes down to it, look, the Iraqis had nothing to do with September 11th. They didn't. And really, I have to think about it going, if I had people in the midst of my country, occupying my country, setting up bases just outside of the town I live in, and then, blowing shit up in the middle of the night, kicking in doors and taking my friends and family, taking them away, I might want to fight back against that too. Now, that's not to say that everybody over there was just doing what they saw as defending their home. There was plenty of dudes over there who were radical Islamic, essentially terrorists. That they had their purpose was the very reason we were over there, but it wasn't everybody. We were made to think it was. We couldn't trust anybody, or they were not friendly people. Sorry, my hand is cramping. Okay, but anyway, they play on your emotions. They get you to think a certain way by using your most irrational emotions. So fear, anger, those kind of hatred, those kind of things. Those, you remember that, Star Wars always said that these are the paths to the dark side. Well, in a sense, that's true. And how that relates to today, how that relates to now, is that everything you see when you watch TV, all these new TV shows and stuff like that, and I can't watch TV really anymore, except for like save a select few shows here and there that I don't mind watching that are for the most part pretty apolitical. I'll watch shows about renovating houses and stuff because you can't make the renovation of a house political. You know what I mean? And I watch documentaries because anybody that knows me on this channel, I'm a big fan of history, and history to me is, paramount as far as, the kind of knowledge that one should have. You should know what happened in the past. You learn from the past. You know the mistakes that were made, and you're able to see those mistakes taking place in the future. You know what you need to do to avoid a catastrophic situation. That's why history is important. That's why I've talked about how tearing down statues, which we've established goes far beyond racism. We've established that. No, it's destroying history. Because they're also taking books off shelves in libraries. They're pulling movies off of TV and stuff that off of streaming platforms, so you can't see it. It's not there for you to. It's not there to give you a different viewpoint, a different angle. That's the purpose. You're not supposed to know the past. The present is all that matters. And when you don't have a past, and all you have is a perpetual, never-ending present, what you have is no future. The only future that will exist is a future that you are told. This is what you're going to have for a future. Well, you have future generations that, if we allow this to continue, kids that aren't born yet, let's say they'll be born in the next couple of years, the next 5-10 years, there's going to be things they don't know ever happened. They will never know that ever happened unless their parents inform them. They're not going to go to a library and look it up. You got Facebook, got social media to tell you what to think, what to do. You've got your TV shows, jam-packed full of propaganda. They're stuffing modern TV shows with as much, social justice messages as humanly possible. Most of that being totally irrelevant when it comes to, because there'll be shows all over the place. They'll throw in a random gay character. Now, his sexuality doesn't make a difference one way or another to the plot line of the story, but somehow it's important that we know that this individual is gay, and we get reminded that this individual is gay. Completely irrelevant. I'm sorry, a person that a person that bases their entire being around their sexual orientation, to me, as a person, that's the person I won't associate with, because that's ridiculous. It's irrelevant. There's shows I've saw that put a lot of emphasis on black people, or, as they say, people of color. Skin color is irrelevant. What does that have to do with anything? Every time I see some stuff like that come on, and they start talking about problems faced by people of color, I walk out. I leave the room. My wife may be watching it. I turn it off. If I'm the only one here, I turn it off. I go do something else. It's propaganda. It's meant to play upon your emotions to get you to think and act a certain way. That's all it is. In truth, those little things are irrelevant. They are there. They are just facts person may be black, they may be gay, whatever, but they're irrelevant to the greater picture. They're irrelevant to the greater truth. There are things happening in this country that go far beyond the minutia of skin color, sexual orientation, even your religious beliefs. They go far beyond that. We cannot allow ourselves to be drawn into the trap that is propaganda. I don't try to tell you propaganda right now. I'm telling you things that you should be concerned about, things that you should be angry about. But I would advise every one of you to use your best judgment. As I always say, do your own research. I want you to go and do your own research, do your own digging, and know things for yourself. I want you to want to know the truth. I don't want you to take my word for it. I don't want you to take anybody's word for it. I want you to do your due diligence, and I want you to want to care and want to know and dig deeper. Don't buy into the propaganda. Propaganda is a tool, okay? And it is a tool that will be used against you constantly. Do not allow yourself to be caught in that trap. So, I mean, really, that's all I have to say about it, okay? I hope you guys are having an awesome weekend. It's a pretty beautiful Sunday. You guys get out there, enjoy the weather. And as always, you stay awesome. We'll see you in the next video. Later.